Welcome back to the Chammy, the only Chammy where you can get a professional tarot card reading from a house, from a haunted couch, from a haunted person, and a haunted graveyard. If you just found this and we are not live, go ahead and skip to the end to get a free collective message. I always like to do these free collective messages that are timeless tarots for anybody who might find this when we're live, for anyone who may have come to the chat and did not get a reading that day or on that particular live. If you would like to win a free in-depth tarot card reading from me, check the description. All you have to do is subscribe, hit the bell button notification to get all the notifications. For anything that I might post on this channel, leave me a comment and I'll put your name in the Magic Greek Hat on July 1st. And you might win a free in-depth tarot card reading right here on YouTube. You can also call me live if you'd like to chat live in voice here. It's $1.99 per minute. If you want to get a tarot reading, grief counseling session, etc., etc. Everything you need to know is in the description. The call me link is in the pinned comment. Also, if you are not subbed, let me know in the poll. If you are, let me know in the poll, yes or no. There's also a link there where you can get subbed here. Also, check out my A Lot Too Hot Couture Etsy shop and get yourself a piece of Orgonite to help you with your divinations and manifestations. Orgone energy has helped millions of people all over the world. I know mine has helped hundreds of you. So go ahead and get your life organized by getting yourself a piece of Orgonite from the link in the description. Good night. I know, it's very cute, isn't it?
They eat like pigs. What's happening, Piggy? We got fight, you know what?
Hey, Vito, welcome back to the Chammy. How are you tonight? Happy Wacky Wednesday. Hope you had a good day. I dropped this computer today, so hopefully it will continue working because it's the only one I have. I mean, I could do lives on the laptop, but it just wouldn't be the same. Hey, Jeremy, welcome back to the Chammy. Yeah, it was so weird. Like, the table that I keep this computer on outside just fell over. Something would have literally had to just push it over for it to have fallen. And what was so ridiculous is this is the stack of tarot cards that I moved off one side of the table and it completely fell. This stack of cards does not outweigh the laptop. There's no way that I removed just a few decks of cards and it fell over by itself. I've had that computer on that table multiple times over the last decade. I've never seen it just get pushed over. It doesn't seem to be messed up like it when it does that freezing thing that it does. It sounds worse. But so far, so good. Knocking on this wood on this Telecaster. I wouldn't even know where to start with trying to figure out if it's okay or not. You know, I mean, is there like some kind of diagnostic thing in Windows 10 I can run, or, you know, because I know nothing about nothing about Windows because I'm a Mac person stuck in a Windows kind of world. I mean, I could take it to somebody, I guess, but just be a waste of money. To have to drive all those miles in the heat with no air conditioning in the car might kill me. The heat itself. I was so surprised it took a licking and kept on ticking. I mean, it seems to be running properly. It seems to not be overheating or anything. It seems to be performing normal, except for when it freezes up. It freezes up for a little bit extra long. It sounds even more ill. But it's also interesting because, like, it's like weird because it's like the computer also feels like it's running a lot smoother too. I don't know. Excuse me. Yeah. In fact, I'll go check it now. Why don't you come here, puppy? Gypsy, what are you doing, little precious one? Come here. You okay? Hmm? Yeah, I was the screen, I was like, I can't believe it's working, to be quite honest. I've never dropped it. I've always just taken immaculate care of it. Like, I just take care of my things immaculately. Hey, Molly, welcome back to the chamois. I'm going to check it with core temp. Intel Core i7 6700HQ. It's about 100 degrees right now. I'm guessing. Hold on a second. How you feeling, Molly? So I guess it's at 55 degrees Celsius, and the max would be 100 degrees Celsius. So it's not 100 degrees. Sorry. I don't know. Maybe it is. I can't remember what 51 degrees Celsius is. Let me check. So it's 128 right now, I guess. It is pretty hot. But at least it's not 140. It could be worse. What is a Toradol? Is that more dog medicine? I'm like, hey, Molly, how's your surgery going? Oh, I'm great. They gave me gabapentin and tramadol. 6 hours later, this shit sucks. It doesn't work. Okay. Well, at least it's not dog medication. Doctors are ridiculously giving people that shit for major surgery. I've never tried it before. Hmm. So I guess the max is 100 degrees Celsius on this computer. So, but I don't want to go more than 140. So Molly, how do you know, this is a question I've never asked any of the people that we've mentored with. I've never looked for the answer on YouTube. I've never asked like people who are law of attraction or law of assumption, gurus or whatever. But like, what do you think happens to the other person that you miss when you miss them so bad or you miss them so much? Like, do they feel it? Do they know? Do they absorb it? Do they? I just was thinking about that when you were saying what you were saying earlier about missing him. I guess I guess it would be the same as they literally absorb what you think and feel about them. But even if they don't know where it's coming from, thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, what? What's one after I put in my mouth and then chocolate tastes so good together?
I know. Wait, it's been 2 years. Wow. I tell her all the time. She's afraid he's gonna bite. She thinks he ghosted her, so he doesn't deserve to have a high from her. So that's how she feels. So Till she unlocks the door, he's not going to walk through. Tell her ego says, fuck it. I'm going to say hi. Don't care what happens. Because it makes me feel good to say hi to him. Till she can get there, she'll stay like this, and it'll be the story she writes for herself. She will not be able to change it. I've tried. Her neurodiversities are much different than yours or mine. Many women forget that you men are very simple. Not a science project. Not an algebra test. Yeah, but he keeps her on Instagram. But she has to be the one to give it to herself. I initiate contact all the time. Whether people do it or not. I don't know what it is, Molly, but I don't know if you just feel like people owe you something or what. Because he doesn't feel like he owes you anything. Okay? You have to remember that. So you owe it to yourself to give it to yourself so that you can manifest what it is that you want. It's not up to him to give it to you. It's not up to him to give it to you. You're very attached still to the old story, like the same way I get attached to my old stories. And there's nothing wrong with it. But it's what's setting you back. It's like you can't move on because you're so attached to the love story you created from. So, well, he ghosted me 2 times. So, it's not like he raped you. It's not like he cussed you out, which he's never done. It's not like he physically hurt you. Okay? He just never called you back after you broke your foot the first time. Or never reached out or never contacted you the way that you felt that he should contact you. You don't want him to act like he likes you, or like, what do you want? Do you even know? Because saying it's not that I want him to actually act like he likes me, like, what do you mean? But still, it doesn't matter if he doesn't treat you like a friend or doesn't interact with you, period. Okay? You can still manifest and have that which you want with him, whether it be a friendship, whether it be an acquaintance, a lover, a husband, a boyfriend, a baby daddy. But if you can't see yourself in any of those positions, you can't have it because you're not able to co-create it with your creator. Whereas it's very easy for you to just hook up with somebody and be like, I like that. I want to get to know that. Because you're open to new scenarios with people who haven't hurt you. It's just like when Nathan went, I don't know, missing for 2 weeks or something. You instantly thought it was your fault. You instantly thought that it was something that you had done or said, or, you were all counting on him ghosting you. And then it didn't happen. Because I was able to change your mind for a minute. So you kept thinking that which you wanted was already yours, and it became easier to manifest him back to you. Because once again, we had this conversation where, okay, this guy hasn't ghosted you, this guy hasn't, he's not this one or that one. Oh, I'll be mean. I'm kidding. Let me just put in the title, Mean Tarot Card Readings. Well, you're right. You can't convey tone via text. But this wasn't anything that he texted her. He called her literally on the phone in the hospital when her foot got broken, and then she never heard from him again. He fell off the text with her, or the phone with her. Well, you do need tone of voice, okay? Because just reading the script on the chat, he doesn't even treat me like a friend. He doesn't interact with me, period. Me just reading doesn't really tell me what somebody's emotions are unless they're good at punctuation and grammar. I might as well as be taking the text and putting it in Windows, giving it to Siri to read off or something. But see, Molly, telling everyone the story isn't going to give you the answers you want. Jeremy already gave you the answer that you need. The answer that everybody gives you, and you won't take the advice because you're too attached to what you already do have, and you're too afraid to lose the dry ass reality that it is, because you don't think that there's anything else meant for you guys, when there truly is. But you will only manifest the dry ass reality of it playing the same record over and over and over again. If I sat here all the time and was like, oh, never going to see Bob again. Oh, he has 10 zebra baby mamas. What am I going to do? Oh, is he going to expect me to produce zebras? Oh, he didn't talk to me today. Fuck. He ghosted me. If I sat around and did that all day, I'd lose my mind. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it over a man you can't stay loyal to either. How do you do it? But once again, everybody's neurodiversities are different. Molly, it's been 2 years and you're still telling yourself the same thing. He ghosted me. So therefore, I'm not going to say hi because he doesn't deserve to hear me say hi or even get an H or an I for me in a message. I mean, think about how ridiculous that is. You've got to either A, shit or get off the pot, or B, unlock the door to him so that you can't stay like this for the rest of your life. Okay, you can't stay. I mean, you can. Okay, but look, you'll end up like me. Nobody and nothing. because you stayed all locked up in your head. But see, yet we're different, because while I can actually stay loyal to someone that I'm in love with, you are actually very capable of going out and hanging out with the right kind of people that make you happy, that you can connect with and have chemistry with. I can't even have that with people. I can have it here. I can chat with you guys all day long. But when it actually comes down to having a date with somebody, going out with somebody, hanging out with somebody new, I'd rather slit my throat. Because I owe it to myself to know I'm worth more than somebody treating me like that, or allowing someone to treat me the way that you allow people to treat you in regards to the men that you date. I would not put up with it. You're worth so much more. And I will continue to tell you this, and we will keep talking about this stuff, and we'll keep helping each other through it. But you know, that's why you but at the same time, you will still you broaden your horizons and find 5 new men in one season, and you will still get hung up on the old stories if you don't get the response that you want within a certain amount of time. Once again, you're supposed to be doing everything that serves you, so that you don't feel, like you're not putting yourself first. Putting yourself first is important. You text someone because you want to talk with them, you want to hang out with them. It makes you feel good too, not because it triggers you and you're waiting around for, that the way you used to be, where you were actually addicted to not just good pain, but bad pain too. See, I'm going to pull you back once again and be like, you are still a little bit addicted to that bad pain. Because you keep telling yourself he ghosted you. Who cares? It's not like he farted in your face. Okay? But you moving forward and not putting the limitations on yourself that you did with, the person we're talking about. Because you can't get past it. You can't message him because it makes you feel good. It doesn't even make you feel good to say hi. Yeah, and Jeremy's right, Molly. Jeremy's right. But you also don't want to become an alpha widow. Because what happens is this. While women, their value depreciates, men's value does not depreciate. Okay? Hi Liz, welcome back to the channel. No, Molly. Dating yourself is abstinence from sex too. I feel like abstinence from sex, even if it's just 3 months. Because what happens is this. You start dating yourself, right? You start nurturing yourself and your ecosystem. You start getting on your pedestal and getting to the point where it's like you start feeling good about yourself. Then you meet one guy, okay, and he doesn't respond the way you want him to, and you're back in the downward spiral. You're not going to find what you want on Tinder, Molly. I'm sorry. You might. You might find it again. But, you know, I'm sorry, but we live in a world where we have to manifest what we want, not accept the statistics. Okay, the statistics are now women are judged by a number. And if you're not that certain number, you have no value. So it's up to us as co-creators with the universe to change that. To change that when it comes to whatever it is that's accepted or not accepted. Because it's our reality. No guru, no person who gets on here and talks about law of attraction or law of manifestations or law of the universe or vibrating is talking about it because it didn't work for them. That's why I'm still blowing it up your asshole, Molly, with you can have, be, and do whatever you want. Even beef stew, who ghosted you twice. Okay? And I'm not going to stop telling you that you can have, be, and do whatever you want. So what you should do, Molly, is get on a plane, go find him, and tell him how you feel. I mean, what have you got to lose? Nothing. You already lost your damn mind over it. Already cried 1,000 tears. Yeah. Letter's not going to cut it. He'll just be like this. I don't know, that sounds silly, but I think that he's way too ADHD to handle a 4-page letter. I think a forward text would hit the spot right in the dynamite dig. I think sending a letter would do more damage than just sending a text and saying, "Hey, hope you're having a great summer. I appreciate you." But it's so hard to say something to somebody that you don't really mean what you're saying. I think that the words should come from you. You know, I mean, I could give you 100 sentences to say to him that would break the ice, but you won't use them because you don't feel them. So I want you to think about something that you would want to say to him. I mean, don't even go more than 5 words if you can. And then practice saying it to him until you're braver and stronger and have more courage to actually send it in a voice message so he can hear your lovely, cute voice. Okay? Oh, you didn't upset her. She's fine. Now let's ghost her. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just trying to make her laugh. She's going to be fine. I think that at the end of the day, the more that she practices what she wants to say to him, as if he was right there, it will help her when she does run into him again one day. And she will. She will run into him again one day. But it's important to prepare her, because last time they were almost at the same airport together, or were, she about had a conniption fit and called me on the phone in a panic attack. And that can't be good for anybody. So try this, Molly. Try just sending him a telepathic message. Like the way you telepathically talk to your cat Mason? It's the same way with humans. And just say, you are happy, you are healthy, you are wealthy. Or you're going to have a good day. I think what you're vibrating to him is only allowing the vibration back to feel like something it shouldn't be feeling like. So the more that you practice what you want to feel with this person instead of what you don't want to feel, which is sticking to, he ghosted me twice, it'll change. But it can't change until you change with it. It's just like my living situation. It's not going to change until I change with it. I'm just sat here and let the person who owns this house take advantage of me for years. And I've got to stand up to him. It's very difficult to do it alone, but I'll do it again. And again and again. And he ghosts me all the time. The ceiling's caving in the living room. I've needed my windows cleaned for years. They're covered in cobwebs and spiders. I don't have a 40-foot ladder to climb up and clean those windows. I don't even know that I could. With having a Liz Frank injury in my left foot. The stovetop, the dishwasher, the oven. There are so many things that he's neglected, and the outrageous negligence and emotional abuse. I mean, I'm surprised I haven't done a Sicilian curse yet. But I'm better than that. So now it's like I actually challenge him in my thoughts and my feelings every day, because what's the point of being afraid of someone all the time just because they're going to take away all that I have? I'm going to let them do that. So don't let some guy take away all you have either. Because I feel like it's difficult for you to move on because you're constantly in a state where you're attached to what you want with this person, as if you can't have it. But it's like you expect to get hurt. No one's asked me out on a date for years. Nobody that I'm interested in either. So if that ain't hurt, then you obviously have something I don't. So pat yourself on the back, Molly, because at least there's something about you that you can have chemistry and connect with people. And the right guy will come along. But you have to get over the fact that you're tired of getting hurt. You expect it. It's almost like you expect it. You said the same horrible things about Nathan that you did about Larry. The last time you didn't hear about Nathan, and I had to talk to you on the phone and calm you down and be like, look, he's not your ex-boyfriend, he's not your ex-lover, he's not this one or that one. But also remind you, like, don't be doing this with him, having a conversation about it, because no guy wants to date all the other guys you've done or dated. They want to get to know you. And I feel like, how can someone get to know how awesome you are the way I have when you have these hang-ups about some guy who's probably not even that great in bed? Some guy who probably can't even cook. Okay, some guy who all he does is stay drunk and eats beef stew out of a can. How gross. I mean, it's not like he is crippled with crutches and can't do anything for himself. He chooses to stay like that. Yeah, but they're all that for you. But I think it's interesting how Ellis has mirrored you exactly in what's going on with you guys physically. And I think it's sad that your connection with him and the chemistry that you have with him, you put off because of some old fart like Trump. Who cares what somebody's political beliefs are? Who cares who they vote for? That shouldn't even matter. You guys get along so well and have known each other for so long, and that guy loves you. Well, that's your own personal choice. He has no friends. He's antisocial. But, you'll also turn around and do some pretty crazy shit with guys who don't even deserve your time. And I think it's pretty broad of you to say that he doesn't deserve your time because he has no friends and he's antisocial. I think that he would be someone who would still treat you well and be good to you at the end of the day. Even just as a friend. Even just as someone to hang out with. Someone you're comfortable with who you've known since you were a kid. You want in 10 years, 20 years, you're going to want to still know the people. You're going to want to stay in contact with people you've known since you were a kid. Any of the ones that you have left that you know. Especially Ellis. Because you want to have someone you can go back and talk back to and reminisce with. And as long as there's no dolphins in cages. Jeremy. Hippopotamuses. But no, Molly, I think that at the end of the day, you need to think about what you want in a partner instead of what you don't want. Because I think we all get caught up and lost in what we don't want. And then we end up with nothing. Or can. But yeah, basically what you said about Nathan, like your connection with him, is obviously just chemistry and not a connection at all. And, you finding someone that you can have a connection with is going to be more important in the long run. Okay? Don't be like me and turn around and be like, well, can't marry or have kids with a guy I want to marry and have kids with now. So I'm just not going to do it at all. And that's just the kind of person I am. You won't change me for it. Hey, Alfonso. Good to see you again. Welcome back to the Chammy. How have you been? But yeah, I just don't want you to see Molly do what I have done to myself. And so now, I'm not with them. And it took me a really long time to turn around and convince myself that, maybe there was somebody else out there for me. And then, when I found that person, I decided to not think the old way. I decided to not feel as if the 3D reality had anything to do with what I had to put up with. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so couldn't marry or have kids with the person I wanted to be with 15 years ago when I was a kid. Now, all these years later, I'm not going to let that happen again, despite circumstances and limiting beliefs. You see what I'm saying, Molly? Oh, good, Alfonso. I'm glad that you are feeling that you've been okay. I was just talking to Molly and Jeremy and Liz about relationships in general and stuff, because being friends with Molly for almost 15 years, there came a time in our friendship when I was like, look, I know you're addicted to pain and it's good pain, but you're also addicted to bad pain. Let's talk about this. So we're kind of just reminiscing over that. But I don't want, I want you to understand that while living for a really long time, locked up in limbo, did nothing for me, it did make me who I am today. Okay. And I can be more accepting of the past and not make those same mistakes anymore. And that's why now it's like, I don't give a fuck about, example, Bob's 10 baby mama zebras. I just don't. So that's why it's important to think about what you want. It's important to make sure that you don't do what I did and waste X amount of years because you were loyal to some bullshit you told yourself you couldn't have. So relationships are not tough. It's just that people in general believe it to be tough. It's actually something that we just make more difficult for ourselves. I really, really, really believe this. And I'm only talking about this from experience. I know I sound absolutely batshit crazy, but I mean, I've been in bands with a dozen guys, and not one relationship was difficult. Okay, maybe for them when they had to go home and jerk off, because I'm just not someone who is going to sleep with everybody under the sun and my band and their friends too. That'll never be me. But, I could have been that girl. I was friends with lots of those girls. And they were happy the way they were. And we were all happy as friends. But there comes to a point where it's like, You have to think about what you want instead of what you don't want, Molly. You want to be doing this in your 40s? What about your 50s? It's just going to get lonelier in your 60s. I can give you my Aunt Becky's phone number. You all can talk about it. Okay, because she's been doing the same thing you've been doing since she got divorced. And you don't want to be an alpha widow, Molly. So either call a guy you're in love with and get it straightened out, or actually put yourself, when you get better, into situations where you can actually meet someone of quality that you can have a connection with, that you can find a connection with. Because I'm sorry, you probably may not ever find it again where you found it the first time. Okay? That's awesome, Alfonso. Proud of you. Sober is gangsta. Oh, bioluminescence is happening now too. Cool, Liz. Awesome. It's that time of year, huh? But yeah, I mean, if you go and listen to that channel, Pearly Things, you know, I've known this stuff for a long time because I've experienced it. I've watched it. And I just refuse to be a part of it. And it's not like so much, you know, because I don't want to get hurt or ghosted or whatever. It's just toxic. I know how to get into a relationship, and I know how to be in a relationship, and I know I know how I'd like to be treated in a relationship and how to treat others, how to meet people too, I mean, but it also gets very difficult because everybody expects you to be a certain way. And I'm just never going to be what they expect of us. And you shouldn't have to be either, Molly. None of you should. I expect the best version of everybody, but that doesn't mean, that they realize that about themselves yet either. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with one dumb stuff. It's fine. But once again, what is dumb stuff to you? What's dumb stuff to you might not be dumb stuff to somebody else. It's like Jeremy and I have very different views on buying your own house and owning it and renting. $620 for a 3-bedroom, whatever house you have, is a deal in my opinion. I'm giving the asshole who owns this place $150,000 in 10 years, and I get this. Okay, but he's going to get this rotated 10 times up his asshole. He doesn't watch his back. If you're watching the stalker, or ever do. Coral spawning what? Well, I haven't read one card today, so maybe I should have just taken today off. Yeah, YouTube has been drinking. I worked out, took a shower, had dinner. I was a desperate emotional eater today, so I'm going to pay for it. I ate 2 pieces of cheesecake. So my emotional eating disorder was in rare form today. All right, Alphonse, I'll wait. I was about to log out, but I'll wait. So, Molly, just remember, it's really easy to say hi to the man that you love, and it feels good. And it makes you feel good. But it's up to you to give it to yourself. I can't give it to you. No matter how many times I talk to him, you have to give it to yourself. All right, I guess she left. Thank you for your donation, Alphonse. I appreciate it. What is your question? Oh, you're so lucky you live in California. I hope that was okay to say. I figured you did. She's not going to call him. I can only hope to hear that she did. I've been waiting 2 years. Someone tell Molly I've been waiting 2 years for her to call him. I don't know if I can wait anymore. I gotta do something about my hair, y'all. Might have to have a hair painting show this weekend. Sure, Alphonse, we'll get into that. Spirit, what does Alphonse need to know about his beloved Lisa? Liz, you make me laugh so hard I might pee myself. When you make those little cry sideways smiley faces, they just crack me up. Shave it and go mohawk? No. Okay, Spirit, what does Alphonse need to know about his beloved Lisa? Anything about Lisa he needs to know, Spirit? That is so interesting. So, when we first started talking about this reading, this card came up. The first time I read your question, it just popped out of the deck. I put it back in, but I think it's interesting that it's coming back out. So, it's got to be something important for you to know. You've got the 9 of Wands behind this, Knight of Wands, and you've got the 10 of Pentacles. So, let's see what else you need to know about Lisa, and we'll get into. She's working very hard. Working very hard on creating something in regards to companionship for herself. She may want to get married. But she wants something better than marriage. You know, she might be feeling like Molly. You know, she doesn't want to make the same mistakes that she did in the past. Spirit, any advice for these do 2 things you should do once in your lifetime cards? Just an extra little note, little side note. Wow. She may even want to adopt a baby, get a puppy, have a spiritual baby. I don't know why Spirit's like, you should change a diaper. Unless Spirit's just trying to be funny. Spirit has a weird sense of humor, okay? So let's go ahead and get into your reading. So what you need to know about Lisa. So she is definitely taking some kind of action to change her story, to not be attached to this old story and this 9 of Wands. While she has been feeling that she's battered and bruised from her past relationships, just, from her past in general, she does feel, like she is the luckiest girl in the world here in this 10 of Pentacles, and she wants to share that with somebody. Okay, she's weighing in her options about her emotional and financial security. All right. Because she wants to make sure that, traveling, having, the lifestyle she wants at the age that she is now. She wants to achieve that happiness that she feels she deserves. She is happy in general, but she wants to be happier, healthier, and wealthier. She wants to be able to give that self her justice. I'm sorry, the 4 of Pentacles is over here. But what I was saying about the 2 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles and traveling is I feel like, she's somebody who wants to continue in her giving herself her options and giving that what she shares with others who she might want to be in that relationship with. Whether it be friends, family, children, lovers, brother, sister, mother, father. There is one person specifically in this King of Wands. I feel this might be how she sees you. Practical, smart, communicative, passionate. And she just wants to be that kind, beautiful, loving queen that can give you what she can. Give you all that she can. But I think Spirit's being funny with this change a diaper card because I don't see anything in the cards where it says she wants to have children or have more children or adopt or anything, but but there is something embryonic going on in her mind about maybe children in her life. Yeah, and she's doing the same too. She wants to be able to offer, the best version of herself at this time in her life. Oh, that's interesting. So maybe there's something in regards to this child in her life that means something very important to her. That must be someone on her mind a lot. She might even have to take responsibility, complete responsibility for them at some point, or sometimes. Maybe she babysits. Maybe she's been thinking or wondering about what it would be like to babysit the baby with you. She might also be feeling that maybe she's been a big baby about things. and maybe needs to change her own diaper. Okay, so does she have any children of her own? Because she could be thinking that she could maybe be feeling that she wants one. Yeah, I'm not sure that you told me she was a runner. I think we've talked about this, though, about her having kids. I mean, unless that was somebody else that I told, women are having babies in their 50s and 60s now. Oh, excuse me. It's so late. And I did not sleep well last night. For shit. Pardon my French, too. I'm glad you're doing much better than you were over the weekend. I know that you were not a happy bunny over the weekend, Alphonse. It's okay to cry. We wouldn't have been given tear ducts if we weren't meant to cry. Yep. I probably should go ahead and turn the computer off because it's been on for about an hour and a half, and I dropped it today. I didn't drop it. I've never dropped it, but it was quite literally sitting on a table that it should have never fallen over the way it did today. It was like as if a ghost literally walked up and just pushed it over. So I'm kind of trying to watch the temperature on the computer and make sure that it's running properly and without it getting overheated. I'm not really sure what to expect here. Jeremy, did you ever get Second Life downloaded or working? You're welcome, Alphonse. Keep me updated. Everything's going to be all right. Yes, keep praying if that makes you feel better, if that helps you stay calm. Do whatever you can to give yourself that comfort, because it's so important to, when you get unbalanced, to give yourself that comfort and care. Talk to your spiritual guides. Just tell yourself everything's going to be okay, because it really is. Life really is what you make it. And that's because you create with your creator, you co-create with the universe. you know, Molly changed what she changed with Larry so quick. And she can do it again. But she has to believe in it, you know, to get that back she wants with him. She has to believe in it. She has to try. She can't sit around and be like, he owes me. That's how it feels. It feels like she's waiting for him to answer a call that never got made. It's like Liz. If she just sat around and sat back in her feminine energy all the time, she'd never get anything done. It's like me. If I sat around and I worried about Bob's 10 baby zebra mama wives, he doesn't really have 10 baby mamas, but I'm just being facetious, you know. But anyways, I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say anymore. My hair is blue. I'm going to bed. I love you guys. Please call the loves of your lives and tell them if you can, and stop blaming it on ideas that you have about things that aren't probably even true or ever going to happen. But make sure that you're not doing anything that triggers you. That's why I tell Molly, you know, don't do anything that triggers you. If texting him triggers you, if messaging him triggers you, don't do it. Wait till it actually feels good to say, hey, happy summer. Thanks so much for, you know, being there for me, or the good times, or I appreciate you, blah, blah, blah. All right. Good night, guys. Love, peace, and hair grease. Arrivederci. Sayonara. Kalanita.